So Mike, let's say that somebody's career is moving in the right direction and they find themselves being interviewed themselves. Now, it appears to me that some people are often pushed to be negative about the opposition or their competition. At Radio 1, for example, were you ever pushed to be derogatory about other stations?
Not only at Radio 1, in many walks of life, many talks I've done where people have encouraged you, whatever you've been talking about, say, oh yeah, but so-and-so's terrible, aren't they? Or what was so-and-so like? And if it's somebody that, okay, maybe you weren't particular friends with, I just say, oh, ships, I didn't see much of them. And I pass it by rather being negative. I think in life, spending your time and your energy being positive about yourself and what you do, rather than being negative about anybody else, it's pulling yourself up rather than pushing other people down to give you that place that if you want to be here, don't pull other people down to get you there, push yourself up to get you there, because that in turn inspires other people. And when somebody is negative, you remember that one thing. I remember when I joined Radio 1, and you'd be doing stuff on air and you pull bits out of the papers and you'd be doing stuff, because you weren't too sure what you were meant to be doing. I remember traveling north and I took a load of mail with me to answer. And 99% of it was great. It was all, yeah, great, we love you on the radio. And one, I remember it now, said, I noticed that for your humour, you take some of the cartoons or the jokes out of Punch magazine. Not a big deal, but I still remember it now because that's terrible. Maybe there's one person being critical. That's not overly critical compared to today's social media, for goodness sake. It's mild, but I remember it, and then I thought, yeah, don't be critical, because that one criticism negates all the positive stuff, whatever you do. And people can be instantly critical now on social media. It's very, very easy to go on and hide behind your name or a pseudonym and be vile and nasty about people. And they think that people in the media don't worry about that. Oh, they're thick-skinned, media, royals, people with money. But of course, everyone's human, and everyone will get down about it and go, oh, so-and-so said that. I read that. If I read 99 tweets that are positive, they're pushed to one side by the one that isn't positive. So it doesn't do anybody any good. So why would you do that? I would never deliberately, and I think about it on social media before I tweet, before I put something on Facebook, I think, is this actually going to hurt somebody? Even when responding to somebody. We had a situation the other day with a new radio station, and somebody came on and they said, we put up 2 female DJs. And I didn't say they were female DJs. I said, we welcome 2 new DJs, both experienced and both looking forward to it. And somebody came on and said, oh, I suppose this is the token woman then. Okay. And then they said, is it difficult to get women to work with DJs these days? So I went back and I looked at his Twitter account, and this is his first tweet. And I said, this is a very strange tweet for your very first tweet. I said, which makes me a little bit suspicious. Also, I said, we don't employ token women, we just employ good broadcasters. And he came back and said, your answer was rather rude. Why don't you answer my questions? And I mean, it's extraordinary, and you start getting wary about that. So you have to be very judicious in your answers. What I'm trying to say here is, I wasn't even negative about him. I said, if you meant well but got this wrong with your wording, then fine. So you very rarely get back to be rude to people because you don't know. Because that guy he may have a problem. He may have some mental or physical problem. You don't know. So I wouldn't go back and be rude to him. I said, we find your choice of words rather strange. So even that, I wasn't being negative. I was trying to give him an opportunity to be positive, to come back.
That's really good advice. Thanks, Mike.